Welcome to the Wired for Success podcast, your show for ambitious, mission-driven entrepreneurs who want to build million-dollar businesses without sacrificing their health, relationships, or happiness, who understand that in order to build their empire, they need a solid foundation, and that the more they are thriving, the more their business is thriving too. This show brings you the very best from science, self-development, and entrepreneurship to set you up for sustainable success. Hi, I'm Claudia Garbutt, the scientist turned mindset and high-performance coach for entrepreneurs, and I help you get wired for success. Before we dive into today's episode, let me share something that I found super helpful lately, because I think it could be really helpful to you too. If you've ever gone through a rough patch in your life, you probably know that those are the moments in your life when your familiar systems break down and the things that used to work for you often just stop working. Now raise your hand if you've experienced a situation like this. Well, you can't see me, but I'm definitely raising my hand. So far, this year has been a real challenge for me on so many levels, mentally, emotionally, physically. And it required me to get out of my comfort zone to test new strategies to stay happy, healthy, and productive. As you probably know, there are two main things driving your overall everyday experience, and that's your physiology and your psychology. And what I've seen happening a lot is that people who are going through a stressful time, they're often focusing on only one of those two pillars and are wondering why things don't improve. Well, the thing is, it's always a two-way communication between those two systems. If you neglect one, the other will suffer too. So whether you're going through a rough patch or whether you're looking to optimize your performance and experience in general, always make sure you're working on your mind and your body simultaneously. And I don't know about you, but I'm an optimizer for sure, and I always look for simple solutions that give me the most bang for my buck. For instance, stress can deplete magnesium levels in the body, and inadequate magnesium can in turn exacerbate stress and its effects. And you simply cannot meditate your way out of a magnesium deficiency. An effective way to help you get out of that negative spiral would be to supplement with magnesium to help your body regulate the deficiency and to integrate meditation or mindfulness to help your nervous system calm down again so that it can get out of that fight or flight mode again. Make sense? Not all forms of magnesium are equal or equally bioavailable though. To make things even more tricky, different forms of magnesium are also absorbed by different tissues in your body. So you have to make sure to get the right amount of the right forms of magnesium that support your overall health goals. And you don't want any unnecessary additives, fillers, and artificial ingredients. And that's why I love BiOptimizer's Magnesium Breakthrough. BiOptimizer's Magnesium Breakthrough contains the full spectrum of all 7 forms of the most bioavailable magnesium, each with its own unique benefits, along with vitamin B6 to support mental health and promote a healthy stress response. The combination of those different forms of magnesium help you support a lot of different systems all at once. Did you know that magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in the body? Yep, you heard that right. From energy production to muscle function, digestion, heart health, sleep, and even mood and cognitive function. Magnesium plays a crucial role in keeping us ticking. I'm taking 2 capsules in the morning and sometimes another one in the evening before bed if it's been a particularly stressful day and I need to help my body calm down and relax, and it really makes a difference. But we all have to run our own experiments to see what works best for us. So why don't you give this a try to see what it can do for you? This could be the one tiny change in your routine that improves your sleep, metabolic health, cognition, energy, and performance all simultaneously to help you be your best. If for some reason you try Magnesium Breakthrough and it just doesn't work for you, you can get a full refund, no questions asked. BiOptimizers are so confident they offer you a 365-day money-back guarantee. If you'd like to test BiOptimizers Magnesium Breakthrough risk-free, head to bioptimizers.com/Claudia and use Claudia10 at checkout for a 10% discount on your order. Again, that's bioptimizers.com/Claudia and code Claudia10 to claim your 10% discount. And if you subscribe, not only will you get more discounts and free gifts, you will make sure your monthly supply is guaranteed. Without further ado, let's dive into today's episode. Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Wired for Success podcast, where we talk about all things science, self development, and entrepreneurship that help you get to that next level of success in your life and business. My guest today is Jacqueline Pirtle, the inspiring force behind FreakyHealer. And with over 28 years of experience, she has touched lives globally, guiding people to discover joy, live consciously, and embrace abundance. Jacqueline is not just a healer. She's a best-selling author of 16 plus books for adults and children, a thought leader in mindfulness and happiness, and the voice behind transformative podcasts. Her unique blend of energy work, mindfulness, and holistic health, backed by international degrees and certifications in hypnotherapy and Reiki, has propelled thousands towards success and happiness. Jacqueline's expertise shines across various platforms, from online magazines and radio shows to TV and the documentaries, The Overly Emotional Child, and Hacking Happiness. Welcome, Jacqueline, and thank you so much for taking the time to be on my show today.
Thank you, Claudia, for having me. What an introduction. Thank you so much. Blush, blush.
It sounds very accomplished, and I'm
Thank
looking
you.
forward to hearing more. Now, Jacqueline, I read on your website that you describe yourself as the clairvoyant, a psychic, and medium, wielding energy like a wand to unveil and solve the mysteries of of our universe. So I'm curious, when did you discover that you had a gift, and how did this show up in your life?
Well, to be really honest, it's like I was born with it. It's not like 20 years ago I suddenly thought, "Oh my gosh, wow, really?" No, it's like I've always been, very very intuitive and felt everything from people and was able to just help people from an early age on. I just always thought when I was younger, it's a norm, right? As a kid, you
Mhm.
wait a minute, that's normal. Everyone can do it. And then at some point I realized, wait a minute, I'm saying this is different. This is like, and to be honest, it's just I developed it. I loved it. I love feeling energetically just so connected and whatnot. And it's just life becomes really easy, because I go with intuitions, I go with channeling, I go with what's in consciousness, all this information, because it's not empty there, it's full of information. And I love tapping into that and then following that. And it just makes my life really in the flow. And when I'm not, I realize, wait a minute, I'm in this 3-dimensional world and I'm working hard and I'm pushing through and I'm making things happen. And I'm like, wait a minute, why am I doing that? I know better than that. So that's kind of like I just cultivated it. And of course, like, I took many courses and diplomas and lessons, and then I teach and whatnot. And it's just like it's a wonderful way of living. So to your question, it's a natural thing that developed for me. And once I kind of just thought, well, wait a minute, there's something a little different about me versus other people. I guess I was just naturally drawn to it, and I just completely threw myself at it, and here I am, and I'm glad I did.
It's so interesting. Are you the only one in your family who has that gift, or are there others like you?
Who knows? Who knows? I mean, in my immediate family, I would say so, because because they never really knew what to do with me. So obviously, yeah, and all to this day, right? It's just like it's shown that I most likely probably am the one, and but I don't want to step on any toes or whatnot and speak about other people. But yeah, I would say so. And I mean, back in time in my family, there were others, and but it's not something. I don't think it's something that you give on, in generation. I think it's just some people are here, more intuitive, more energetic, more angelic in some ways. And if you have, like for instance, we have 2 adult children. Well, they grew up with me being
Mhm.
like that, and so I nourished or helped them nourish theirs as well and supported them in however far they want to take it, right? Because ultimately every human being is very intuitive. It's like it's just some maybe like I'm just born deeper in that. I'm here, that is my purpose. I'm here to do this light work. I'm here to do this. It's like everyone can bake a croissant, but some are just like they just got it, they're natural at it, right? So, and that's what I want to say. And so in our family, because my kids grew up, me understanding that part of human beings, I supported it, I nourished it, I triggered it in them, I asked them about it, and I made this normal for them. So in many, many ways, they are very, very similar, and however far they want to take it. Whereas when I grew up, it was still in Switzerland, what I'm saying, when redhead, I'm a redhead, redhead was still like believed to be, witches, and was taught that in school. And so school was really hard for me and there was not really support coming much from home, not because they didn't want to, they didn't know what to do with me. They didn't know what to do with redheads. They didn't know what to do with this, with this kid that just kind of always knows and can do all these things. So that was just a different time, right? And I think it's about time to teach these young people right now. And I actually teach in a school too, like mindfulness classes through different subjects, and I have children books that teach it and talk about that, because to me it's time, it's part of being a human being, right? We need to understand there is more to everybody than just this physical body, physicality. It's so limited, it's so little. And if we start teaching it more and more, and that's a purpose of mine, helping people, but also teaching and sharing and being loud about it, and say, yes, okay, call me weird, whatever, it doesn't matter. I do this work, and yes, I can sense everything and I can read everything, and I always have an answer. And you know what? If you work with me, your life will just get so amazing, just because you learn that you're more than just physicality. And that's kind of like how I see it and how I live it. So it's not something I do, it's something I am.
Yeah, that's so interesting. The question about how much of it is nurture versus nature, and how much of this awareness can just be trained, like a usual skill. I was just going through one of those courses, Donna Eden, the energy work.
Yeah.
So, and she just she talked about the way that she sees energy in people, and her daughters have the same skill. So maybe she passed it on, or maybe it's just as you said, and she just trained them right. So
I think to a certain extent, every human being, it's part of being a human being. You have the ability, at least for yourself, to be intuitive. You have an inner voice, and down to the little gritty nitty piece, you are energy. That's where everything starts. It's been proven in quantum physics and everything. And so the thing is like, so you are energy, but you're walking earth like this only limited physical being in this limited physical world. And that is an understanding that's never been correct. And I don't think, it's never been correct. It will never be correct. And it's time that that is being talked about and taught, right? So yes, I believe that I know every single person has an intuition, but it's not nurtured most of the time. It's called weird, or don't trust your inner voice, or whatnot. Trust what you see, right? Well, that's absolutely not correct, because it's very limited what you can see, actually. And the thing is so it's nurtured, and everyone has it. And then, of course, I also know that not everyone can just do what I do, and that's because there's nobody better or wrong or whatnot. No, it's just that's my purpose of being here. That's my purpose. Just like the baker's purpose is to make amazing croissant. Well, I'm not even going to attempt that, being that good at that, because that's not my purpose. And I think when somebody stands really in their purpose and understands their intuition and understands that their energy, and that there is just an easier way to live life than just only as a physical being, then things light up. Things actually light up. And then from there's no ceiling. You take it wherever you want to go, right?
Yeah, I want to come back to something you said. So for me, for instance, I'm totally open to the idea that there are lots of things between heaven and earth that we know little or nothing about. But at the same time, I'm very rational and science oriented, and I kind of want to see a hard proof. So even though I believe it when I see it as kind of like my default setting. I know enough about neuroscience and how the mind works to know that oftentimes it's the opposite. You have to
Yeah.
believe something in order to see it because of the way your brain processes and filters information. But for all the other skeptics out there, can you share an example of your talent? Can you tell us your favorite extraordinary story that you have experienced?
Well, I mean, one thing I want to say is yes, it's absolutely whatever you want and whatever you want to feel and however you want to live your life and your health and everything, it already exists, but you got to put your mind to it. And that's quantum physics, right? You gotta think it into being, right? And then you gotta be it and think it and it will come. It will come 100% sure. It will come. Now, one thing that I want to say is for all the skeptics out there, science-based, because I'm actually it's really funny because I'm actually a very, very practical and critical person too. So yes, I'm in the woo world for sure with angels and energy and all kinds of stuff and speaking to spirits and people that have passed and bringing people together and helping women get pregnant. Even, Western medicine says no. Yes, I'm all that. I'm all that. However, my other side is I love science. I absolutely adore science. I love proof. I love that
Mhm.
the mechanisms behind it because in some ways what I do, I also want to make sure and I'm interested in seeing this proven, right? Because it's like, yeah, because it's fascinating to me. Everything about it is fascinating. There is no right or wrong. It's just fascinating. And a person to follow for that, for especially for the science, is definitely Dr. Joe Dispenza. He
Mhm.
is just amazing because he is a scientist. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He proves everything with science and he speaks to you and proves it to you. However, there is a spiritual, energetic side to it. And it's amazing. So I follow him. I follow his work. There is actually on Gaia or Gaia, however you call that network. You can check it out online, and it's like a membership network. But they have really good series and really good stuff in there. Very meaningful, right? Not like Netflix is cool, but the Gaia is very, very meaningful. And he has a new series. It's called Rewired, and I would
Mm.
tell anybody to go see that because you're gonna watch these episodes and your mind is gonna blow because it's like, wow, this is like you learn to understand how your brain works, how everything works, how your pineal gland works, why, and how you can activate it and why, and then quantum physics he takes in and spirituality and whatnot. And even he, sits by a fire and then thinks about, his pineal gland and whatnot, and then he has visions and whatnot. So here we have a scientist that is absolutely, oh my gosh, he is so good and he's so wise and so real and truthful. And here he speaks about these visions and how he falls in love with himself and spirituality and whatnot. So anybody that has trouble understanding or believing in this, which I understand, that I get it, it is a little wacky sometimes, what I do, but to go really check him out, check this series out, and you will absolutely see that you can believe in this, that you can believe that there's a higher self of yours and that it's really truthful, and it will help you. It will really help you. And I forgot your first question, your other question, but anyway, I wanted to just share that.
Yeah, I just wanted to hear one of your extraordinary stories that illustrate your talent and how it shows up for you.
Well, I mean, I have millions of stories for myself. It's like I get inspired to do something and then I pull it all together and energetically, right, I make sure it's right for my soul being, where I'm supposed to go. I make sure that it's right with the spirit of my business, because my business has a spirit, right? I'm the steward, I'm the one that says, okay, what do you want me to do, right? Make sure there, and then I talk with my spiritual and energetic guides, make sure it's good there too, and I got the blessings and the support, because if I don't have that support, I don't want to do this three-dimensional, work hard, oh my gosh, I push through thing. And then of course, universally, speaking, is it wise? Does the world need that? All my tools that I create, my books and whatnot, I always make sure the world needs that. And then of course, I converse with a consciousness. That's where I draw the information from. That's why I write these books so fast, because I channel it. It's been given to me. So I make sure that is there, that flood is coming, right? And then I throw myself at a project. And that's why it works, because it's like in this absolute harmony with everything, with my physicality, energetically, spiritually, and whoever else is supporting that. And then that means whatever I do is for that big picture, for the world, right? It's really, really potent, and it comes with an energy that's potent too. So that's for myself. And then of course for my clients, it's like I help clients, women that can't get pregnant. Western medicine said they can't get pregnant. I said, okay, let's do it. I always say I have all these children around the world, because ultimately you can have a child. If you want a child, you can have a child. There is no limit. Only physicality gives you limits. Energetically, there is no limit. There is also, it doesn't take time. Miracles don't take time in the energetic world. It simply doesn't, because there is no time. It's like time doesn't exist there. So because you have plenty of time or no time, it doesn't matter. Time is nothing. It's nothing to worry about. That's a physical world issue. The time, we're running out of time. It takes me that much time to do this, to that, right? And so they come, we work, and we solve everything energetically. We go deep down, and they get pregnant, or they get healthy, or they find the job they wanted, or they make the money they want, or they find the partner or whatnot. So it doesn't matter what you come with, because ultimately, energetically, you're stuck. There's a blockage, something there, and subconsciously, you don't even know about it, right? So the people come and say, oh, Jacqueline, this is what's happening, and I know why. It's because of this and that. I said, okay, I listen, right? Because I see, sense, hear everything in energy. That's all I do. And then I translate it into words so you can understand. I said, absolutely, that's looked at on a physical life level. However, energetically, it's something completely different. Let's just solve that. Let's do this. Here's how it goes. Let's shift you energy work. I do long distance healing work too. And we shift everything, and there it is. It's gone. It's like, the thing is the way to look at this is this. Physically speaking, I have a problem, right? I'm unhappy or something. I have a problem. To put that in one hand and say, okay, that's my problem. That's how I feel, but not to dig deep. This is just information, and then leave it there. It's just information. And then imagine you have a stick going to the other hand, and the other hand is empty. So the information is just information. And the reason why you feel that way is not because of that. It's because in this hand, it's empty. You're not existing in some way energetically. And that's why this symptom comes up. It's just a sign. It's a signal. I don't feel good. Well, don't dwell in it. It's like, okay, I don't feel good. Well, I'm a human being, belongs to it. It's the information. On the other end of the stick, it's because I'm not existing in something. And then exist here, right? You exist maybe not because maybe you need a vacation. Maybe you have a deep trauma. Maybe you're not listening to your inner voice. Start existing in that, and this is not the problem. But what we do is we try to fix this. We try to heal this. We try to do this, and we dig deeper, and then, wow, I did all this work and I'm still feeling that way. That's because as long as you energetically not exist in something, clean it out or something, you'll never get to there will always be the next problem. And problems are amazing because they're signs. It shows you that you're not existing in something. So that's where I work, and that's called energy. And the other thing, what's really cool is what I have amazing success is, I do energetic profiles for people and for children too. I just actually came out with a energetic profiling journal for children 6 to 10, and I'm writing 3 more age groups, because I feel like this is very important, that children learn to know who they are energetically, right? And in these journals, through stories and whatnot, they profile themselves. And think about the power. Everyone knows I'm a physical body. I'm that high. I'm that, I weigh that much. I have brown eyes. I have red hair. My name is da. But do you know your energy? Do you know the energetic value that you actually have, the power? Do you even know the energy you came into this earth with? Do you know what you chose to be energetically, to do energetically? And I tell you what, it's like a backbone. It's the foundation. Everyone, and when they get out of these sessions, they're like, oh my God, I had like no idea. And because they shifted with that knowledge, you shift immediately. That means you live your life different. And boom, you have a life-changing moment. Whereas physically, you would have gone and talked in therapy about it and talked about it again and talked about it again and talked about it again. And what you do is when you talk, and I'm not saying talking therapy, it works for some, but when you think about it, you constantly talk about problems. Well, you constantly fuel these problems with
Mm-hmm.
energy and energy and energy. And then you leave the session, feel good for 10 minutes, and then you're like there again because you gave it momentum. But if we start focusing on who you really are energetically, like your name means something different energetically to you than for somebody else. Well, what is it? Why do you have that name? Why? What's the energy specifically for you for your name? Well, once you know, you carry that. You're like, whoa, oh my name means this for me. Wow, that's energy, right? And then, for instance, your birth date, like the birthday, the birth month, the birth year, and then all together. How about the time you were born? It carries an energy. Everything carries an energy. Everything is energy, and energy is not empty. It has information, and that information needs to be translated, and that's what I do. And when you know that information about yourself, or like the first breath, for instance, what was the energy when you came in and that first breath? What was the energy of yourself, that breath? And what was the energy of the people in the room? What was the energy? And it's like, it's mind blowing when you know all that, because once you know all that, it's like you're much more powerful. You're much more you understand yourself more. You will make different choices, and you will change your life. It's like you walk around and not knowing your name, you don't know your birthday, you don't know, the color of your eyes, you don't even know the color of your hair, and you just walk earth. Well, that would be very powerless, wouldn't it be?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same with the energy. And that's, for me, it's like, wow, we need to teach this. We need to be really loud and really good about giving, especially young people, I would say, especially young people, but everyone else too, of course, that information. And those are these energetic profiles that I'm doing. And it's mind blowing, changes lives, really good.
I love that you do it, because I think, as you said, we don't even have the vocabulary to talk about these things. So
It's
I
like, yeah.
I think it's great that you're teaching it to children so they grow up knowing how to talk about this.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And also, like in the journal, for instance, one page is okay, write down your name. And so they write down their name. And then it says in the journal, it says, so, okay, say it out loud. How do you even want your name to be pronounced? And then
Mm-hmm.
say it out loud. Now yell it out loud. So what is that? What's the energy this carries? Your name, right? Feel it, right? And then they write it, and it literally changes how they carry themselves. And like I have people that tell me, hey, this is amazing because it helps them know who they are, meaning that in a bully situation, for instance, they know who they are, so you react way different. So I just think it's a piece of power that people don't know about. And yes, we call it woo still, but it's getting a little bit more okay to be who I am, like versus 20 years ago. But in reality, it's a power that people carry, but they don't even know about it. So, and it's like, I always say, you're not lost. You're just energetically not aligned. So let's align you, and then you're not lost, right?
Mm-hmm. I want to know more. So, do you see stuff when you talk to people? Like, do you see the energy? Or I guess what I'm trying to say is, can you turn it on and off with your focus and attention, or is it just always there and happens automatically?
It's always there, and sometimes it's exhausting. No, it's always there, because but that's also who I am, because it's like, it's like a musician that has complete perfect hearing. They can't just turn it off. They're a musician, they have the perfect hearing, and they need it for their job, right? So, but the thing is of course, over time, and I'm still sometimes learning it more and more, you just kind of say, okay, like cars on a freeway, let it go, let it go, let it go. Because ultimately, some information. Well, when I have a client, I always never say 100% of the information I have, because I ask for permission to tell whatever needs to be shared, because not everything always needs to be known. Some stuff is best not known, right? So the thing is like, I always make sure that I do not misrepresent or abuse my gift, right? Because there is a thing coming with it, that it's like, I own a restaurant. Well, I'm gonna hold myself responsible that I make good food and not just take the money, right? Kind of like you have a responsibility with everything you do. You have a responsibility to do it the right way. And with my work, it's the same. So when I know 100%, well, that doesn't mean I'm just going to blab out 100%. It's literally just what the person is ready to hear, what they need to hear. And and I just learn to when to say something and when to not. And sometimes it's just that it just got to come and be channeled, because the thing is this: there's all this information in consciousness, in this quantum field, all that, and that's where I sit all the time, and I love it up there. It's so much chock full of information. And the thing is that through me channeling it, it's coming into fruition, no matter if I tell the person or not. Because once that's downloaded, that information, no matter if you're in contact directly with me or not, that information is yours. And energetically, everything is always shared and spread, right? Energy shares and spread itself, is always constantly moving, full of energy, full of information. Sorry. So meaning that if I channel it and don't say anything, but that person I visualize it. It's like a little movie, information and all that. I see it, I feel it, I hear it, I sense it. I download it, and it's automatically coming to you. I don't need to say it, because energetically speaking, you're gonna get that energetic power, that energetic shift, that energetic whatever this is for you. And that's how my long distance energetic sessions work. Right? I mean, I do this over distance. I don't need to see people. I don't need to be with people. I'll just do it, and it shifts them. And I can also draw it on a piece of paper. I tried that out too. Draw it on a piece of paper, what's happening, and kind of like write a little bit too, what's happening for the person, what's downloading. And then they call me and they say, Jacqueline, guess what just happened? I said, yeah, I kind of know. So, and that's the thing is, so it's happening all the time. Sometimes I just let it come in and go and flush out, because if I don't, it's very unhealthy for me. That's what I'm supposed to do. And sometimes I say something, and when we're in a session, the download just comes, and that's the beauty of it all.
And that's so interesting. I mean, you and I are talking for the first time, for instance, right? So do you automatically have some downloads, and what do you see?
Yeah, it's constant. It's constant. It's like, and the thing is, it's like, it's like suddenly there comes something, information through, and I have not even spoken to that person. So then I decide, do I pick up the phone? Do I text so quick? Do I not say anything and just send it energetically? It's like, it's just, it's yeah, it's constant, but it's wonderful. It's like, what makes me, right? And it's very colorful and very funny sometimes. And also like spirits, people that passed or whatnot. So when we have a session, there comes somebody in, a mom, an uncle, or somebody that has something really, really potent to say to that person, and that changes lives. It really changes lives. Plus then they can clean up something that did not get cleaned up because the person passed, for instance. I mean, just think about this beauty, what's happening there. It's wonderful. Also, like for families with children, when they come to me and say, this is just maddening, the situation at home or the child or whatnot, and I can explain to them what's happening in a way different way, and they're like, yeah, that kind of makes sense actually. And then energetically we can put a plan together, what's next, how to shift and whatnot, and then things just go. Like it's like that carpet rolling out in front of you, and you just keep walking on it, and it's just wonderful.
How do you deal with people who don't believe in supernatural talents, or who just accuse you of being a fraud? Because I imagine that might happen from time to time. What do you say, or how do you deal with that?
Oh, I don't do nothing. I don't do nothing because that's okay. I still love them. That's fine. Because to me, it's like it's not that the world has to be all like me or believe in me or whatnot. I think my biggest wish is for anybody, for everyone to align with who they are and what fits with them, because that creates a peaceful world. It's like that creates peace, it creates satisfaction, it creates beauty, it creates kindness, it creates everything. So to me, it doesn't matter, people believe in it or not. It's like, okay, so then what do you believe, right? And can you align with what you believe, what fits for you? Because that means you are absolutely creating a really peaceful world, because we're all part of it. It matters how I carry myself, it matters how you carry yourself, it matters what I think, it matters what you think, it matters what I say, it matters what you say. Every single little thing that we do, even a deep breath taken in and out, creates such amazing widespread energy, like a field around whoever breathes really, really deep and maybe smiles or whatnot, right? How can you align so you are in your middle with what fits for you? You feel satisfied, you feel healthy, you feel happy, and you can just go like, oh, this is just amazing. No matter what you believe, just align with that, because to me, the world is colorful. There's many things, there's many beliefs, many ways, many options, right? However, I do believe that the goal for everyone should be to align with whatever fits for them, because that creates a wonderful, wonderful world. And I think we could use that.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Can you tell me more about how you tap into the energy around you and what your process for shifting someone's energy looks like?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a process directly in how to tap in, because I'm always tapped in. So it's
Right.
like, yeah, it's always tapped in. What I do though is I make sure that my energetic me is clean. So, and that starts also or rolls over into the physical world, right? I make sure that I eat really clean food, right? That I feel really good, that I'm healthy, that I exercise, that I breathe, that I drink enough water, that I'm and not so that's on a physical life level, right? That I get enough sleep, that I relax, all these good things that it would be good for anybody anyway, because that means my physical body functions, right? It's like it's a good vessel for me to walk through the world doing my work. And then of course, I take care and make sure that I love myself, that I take good care of myself, that if I don't like something, I try to change it and shift it, and that I have fun with my looks and everything. I use these physical tools, right? Clothing, it's a physical tool, right? To feel good, right? And I use these tools because ultimately I'm still a human being wanting to enjoy a beautiful life. So I love red wine, I love chocolate, I
Me
love I
too.
love just vivid living, biking and moving and dancing and reading. And I love to cry, because I know the value of these tears and that cleansing, right? I love my emotions. I love the ups and downs, and so to kind of just embrace myself, that's definitely very important. And then of course, like, I make sure that my heart is wide open, that I base everything on love and kindness. And that's kind of from the physical life level, because if I don't do that, I'm very gonged up with my energy. Anybody is, right? If you're
Mhm.
unhappy, then, it's like, what could you do to be happier? Just take little baby steps, right? It's like this string of little joy bubbles. How could you create that? Like the lights, how can you create that? Anybody can. There's always a reason to smile somehow. So that kind of stuff. And then energetically, of course, I love to meditate for sure. I love to cleanse my energy with like cleaning the house, that's like that cleansing energy. I love to be aware, like awareness. Without awareness, you can never ever go into that space where all the wisdom is. You have to be aware. Like, you can't with your senses. you can enjoy physical life with your senses, right? But with your senses, you cannot get to where you want to be if you want to live energetically. You can't. You have to be aware, mindful, aware, right? And what's happening, and listening to the birds. And when you drink the water is not just empty, it has information.
Mhm.
Bless it. What do you want that water to bring into your body? Well, bless it, right? And these kind of things. So there's so many little things to do, and some days are better than others, right? But
Yeah.
there's always a shift that you can do. Go outside, walk. For instance, if you're home and you're really just not feeling it, or you're down, you're emotional, something is not happening, and you're like, I don't know what to do anymore. Well, get up, move out of that room, go move your physical body, because what happens then is you move your energy.
Mhm.
Just going from one room to the other, you shift it. And then do that again, and do that again, little by little, right? And then, yeah, of course, like, I have very spiritual things that I do, and they're very personal to me. And I talk to angels, and I talk to spirits, and I feel them and sense them. I talk to them, chatting, and ask them questions. And I really, it's like a teamwork, right? And it's not even about me anymore. If you think about it, it's about being wholesome. It's about being one with everything. It has nothing to do with me. It has to do with me being so open and so connected and so one with everything that it doesn't matter what's going to happen today. I just know it's a good day. And that's kind of like my, but I'm a very vivid, I'm a very vivid and fun person, so I am a human being. So
So are those steps that you just mentioned, are those the same things that you would suggest to a client who has some stuck energy or who's feeling down?
absolutely. I mean, that's a baseline, right? It's a foundation,
Yeah.
right? It's like self-care, but not just self-care, with getting a massage. That's wonderful. But no, there's so much self-care in there. What is self-care for you? How, and make a list, right? Make a list. So when you're stuck and you feel really low, well, take your list. That's a tool, right? Take your list, and to just kind of become aware. Journal. I'm a big, big, big believer in journals, and I've written a bunch of journals. Actually, a new one is coming out, and I'm so excited for it. And it's based actually on a story of somebody using these phrases, and everything just went amazing for them. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to write a journal about that. So, but the thing is journaling. Journaling. When you think about you write it down. Well, written words are energy. The paper's energy, the pen is energy, your hand is energy, the words are energy, and then your thoughts are energy. So it's very potent, and you find out a lot about yourself. And also to slow down a little bit, because you have to slow down in order to become aware. You got to train that, right? And most people, we're not really mindful, right? It's like rush, rush, rush.
Mhm.
And then you may hear your inner voice, but you're like, I don't trust that. I don't see it. I don't trust it, right? To become more aware, slow down, be aware, be mindful, and kind of just pay attention a little bit to your thoughts too, right? Which thoughts help you and which thoughts don't help you? Well, start shifting that too. So it's like a whole thing. You can't, I could talk to you 8 hours what to do, but the thing is, it's person to person a little different. But definitely there are little steps that listeners can do right now, which is slow down, breathe deep, right? And become aware of things, how you behave, what feels good, what does not feel good. And also, like, when you're happy, let's say you're going on a trampoline and you're jumping and you're so happy. Well, at some point, for everyone out there, that is not going to feel so good anymore. You have to stop at some point. And that moment from you jumping on a trampoline, you're happy, and then it doesn't feel so good, to catch that moment. It's like a bridge to not feeling good. Catch that bridge for everything in your life. It's like
Mm.
you eat chocolate,
Mhm.
you eat it like, "Ooh, that feels so good." But then at some point, there's that bridge where it's like, "Okay, it's enough. It's not feeling so good anymore," right? Catch
Mhm.
the bridge. It's the same with drinking a good glass of red wine. It's the same with food. It's the same with running. It's the same with watching a movie. It's the same with meditation. You meditate, and at some point there comes the bridge where you say, "I don't feel so good. I need to go bathroom. I need to drink something. I'm hungry or something." Catch your little bridges all day long. Don't focus on well, focus on what feels good, of course, and what feels not good. Don't go deep. Just say, okay, that doesn't feel good anymore. It doesn't even matter why, because the digging deep usually gets us into trouble. It goes deep and then you can't come back up anymore. But focus on these two things, sure, to get to know yourself. But what I really want you to focus on is these bridges, because the bridges are where you can say, it doesn't feel so good anymore. I'm going to go do something else now. I jumped on the trampoline. Now it doesn't feel so good anymore. I'm going to get off. What else will feel good? Sitting in that chair, relaxing, and kind of like, a glass of water would feel good. And to constantly, bridge after bridge, do this. And that's this string of happiness. Happiness is not, it takes time to create happiness. It also takes awareness to create happiness. Some days you just get up and you're just happy, but most of the time the normal thing is you kind of have to be aware, you have to slow down, and you gotta kind of shift things inside of you. And the easiest thing in my eyes to shift is these bridges, because you probably were not even aware that there's a bridge there from happy to unhappy. Well, now you know. Catch these bridges and then do something about it.
I love those tips. Thank you so much for sharing. I think that's one of the things we often assume, that more is always better, but there are those optimum curves, just like you described, the bridges, the optimum curve. Like, this is the optimum of the curve. It's right in the middle. Before it goes down again. So
and then we see, and then we go, we don't realize it, and then we feel bad. We're like, what's wrong with me? What just happened? What's wrong with me? And then comes the downward spiral. It's normal. It's okay. Nothing is good forever. It's like you are supposed to be ever changing, ever new, because life is ever changing. And at the moment you hold on and you're like, I'm going to go against that. I'm going to go against the thing that life is always new and energy is always moving in, and you hold on, and then you don't feel so good because you're going against what's supposed to happen. Life is always changing. You're never the same. We're talking right now. Well, 10 minutes later, it's not even true anymore what we talk, because it's already changed again. You change. The coffee in the morning is never the same. It's always a new coffee in the morning. Treat it as such. Treat it as such. You're never the same. Life is never the same. And if you just open up to that thought process, you're like, oh, so today is a new day. This is a new breath. This is all new. And then you can kind of constantly observe yourself, and things will change naturally for you.
Yeah. And I mean, I know that staying positive and connected is super important for anything that you want to accomplish. Yet sometimes, life throws us those curveballs and you have a really hard time dealing with them. And I find it can be massively counterproductive to tell people who are going through a rough patch that they just have to stay positive. I mean, right? If it was that easy, they would do it. And telling them to stay positive when all they feel is sad or angry, that just adds an extra layer of guilt and frustration to the mix of their already negative feelings. So what advice do you have for people who are really going through a hard time and who find it really hard to stay connected and joyful?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the first of all is like, so let's say you're super sad, something just, I don't know, whatever, doesn't even matter why, you're just super sad and you can't get yourself up. To try to be positive, or somebody tells you, just be positive, it doesn't work. Never did. And also, it's good that it's not working, because basically if it would work, then it would be like, well, being sad is not okay. No, be sad. I'm sad all the time. How great is that? It's the best human possibility ever, that to be sad and to feel and to have these ups and downs. That is joy. The whole thing is joy. The whole package is joy. So be in your sadness and say, yeah, I am sad. I am really sad. And I think important is to not make the sadness about whatever you're sad about, because that gets you in trouble, because then you're basing your feelings on something outside, and you're also giving your power away. But no, to just say, I am super sad. I own this. I am super sad. And how great it is that I can actually be super sad. And you know what? Embracing that I'm sad and making it okay means I love myself. So think about that. You just shifted to positivity, but not because you're saying, I need to get out of that sadness. I want it to go away. Well, you just make it bigger. You give it momentum. Everything you give, you say, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want it. It just gets bigger. And then you're like, well, why is it not going away? No, you just say, okay, I'm sad. Yeah, I'm really sad. And I'm having a hard time picking myself up. And you know what? That's okay.
Yeah,
I
so
love myself for being able to be sad. So many people can't even feel sad. So I can feel sad, meaning that there is one thing in my heart that actually is working. Yes, I love it. And then when you do that, immediately you shift. It's not, you're not even that sad anymore, because you're like, oh, I'm not even that sad anymore. And then you can say, okay, well, I'm in a better plateau in my sadness. So what could I do? What would feel really good? Well, sometimes it's just go take a nap, then go take that nap. Sometimes it's just go outside. Sometimes it's call somebody. But in reality, that's usually not the best thing to do, because they have their own opinion about your sadness. So best is to stay kind of like really close to yourself and then go inward. And I always say, talk to your sadness. I know. There we go. We're going to go into the woo part again of my work. Talk to your sadness. Hey, dear sadness, I love you so much. Thank you for being present. And what is this all about? What does this sadness even mean for me? Where shall I give it space? Should I keep being sad? Should I not? What do you think, right? Why are you here? What are you trying to tell me? Everything is energy. Emotions are energy too. The tears are energy. The situations are energy. And if you go into the information of the energy, that sadness has information for you. And if you go in and you're open enough to kind of like try it, you're going to figure out stuff about yourself that you're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. Right?
right.
Maybe that sadness is coming up right now because as a little child, it's bringing up something, and through crying and being sad, you're actually washing this out and flushing it out. You're taking the blockages away and you're healing your inner child right there on the spot. Why would you want that sadness to go away? No. Right? And that's how energy work works. That's like part of it, right? To learn that there's always something in there for you.
Yeah, I guess it comes back to what we talked about before, that we often judge our emotions, like positive or negative, and we try to avoid the negative ones. So we kind of always get encouraged to, or if you're sad as a child, people tell you, oh, don't be sad.
I know.
Right?
Like,
So you always try to avoid these kind of feelings. But I guess it's right what you said, that we have to acknowledge them and appreciate, maybe learn to appreciate those more challenging emotions as well, and see them for what they are, as like the teachers they can be in our lives. So I really like that.
yeah,
Now,
and the thing is, I always say everything always happens for you, never to you. So
right.
if you turn your attitude towards that and make a list of everything that's just not working out in your life, and that you've been like, yeah, so make a list, and then each single one on that list, turn your attitude to, this is not happening, to me. This is happening for me. What's in this for me? And
Yeah.
suddenly you're like, oh my gosh, I like this. I like that list of problems and everything, because quite frankly, your growth happens mostly in these harder times, and when you say, oh my gosh, I give up, I surrender, I don't know what to do anymore. And that's usually when it's like this miracle happens. But why does it happen then, right? It's like, I don't know how to pay the bills anymore. I just surrender. Oh, please, somebody help me, please. I'm kicking my flowers here. And then something happens. Why? It's because you actually let go of this three-dimensional physicality, and you just said, the heavens, just give me help. What happens is you went into energy. You open up the possibilities. You literally just let go as a human being. You let go of this limited physicality of yours, and just said, whatever this is, help me. And that's that state that I think is just so important to be taught, right? That it's not woo, it's real. It really is.
So surrendering and opening yourself up to new opportunities, right?
Yeah, and let go a little, laugh a little more, play a little more, dance a little more, because like the thing is this, when you're hunkered down, your energy is really tight. Well, nothing can go into tightness. Well, what's there to put in, But when you're loose and you're happy and you're kind of dancing and playing, you're like, life is life, whatever. It doesn't really matter. I mean, everything changes everything anyway, right? You can say, oh, this problem is so huge right now, but you know what? Everything always changes. Nothing stays the same. I'm just going to let go a little bit, open up a little bit, and then you let the universe and energy and consciousness solve it for you.
I like that.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's like, that's what we do as a family. When there's a huge thing, we're just like, oh, you know what? Solve it. We're gonna go dance. Whatever. Loosen up, and then comes a solution. Or when we come back, it's not even a problem anymore, or we don't look at it like a problem anymore, and we're like, oh, okay, from that mindset, what could we do, right? So to just kind of realize that when you're happy, when you're loose, and when you're a little bit more leger about stuff, just say, life is life, c'est la vie, right? When you do that, you actually align with your truest, most brilliant, energetic you. That's
Awesome.
it. And then you align and you open up naturally, and then you can breathe into that and see what happens. I mean, it's like, that's when the coolest stuff happens. So
sounds amazing. So last but not least, where can our listeners find you online if they would like to learn more about you or work with you?
Well, yeah, thank you. You can find me at FreakyHealer.com. I know, even the name, right? I thought I might as well choose something really crazy. No, FreakyHealer.com. On social media, it's all at FreakyHealer. And or email info@freakyhealer.com. You can find me for sure. And all my books are on Amazon worldwide and on my website too. So you'll find me. You'll find me.
Fantastic. Jacqueline, thank you so much for talking today. It's been a pleasure having you on this show.
Thank you so much for having me. And if I can give you one little thing that came in, I mean, a lot came in, but one little thing is like, you opened the Zoom, what is it called? The StreamYard. You open it and you said, oh, hey, beautiful. And I just wanted to tell you that feel free to tell that to yourself as well. You have such a welcoming and warm and very compliment giving personality, and you make people around you feel really, really special by saying these little compliments. Now, the thing is what's really asked is to have them bounce off the other people, and realizing that actually say them to yourself every single day, like 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, and 3 before going to bed. Compliments what you give out, say them to yourself, because you really, really would like that. Like your inner being is craving that from you to use that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'll definitely try that.
Good. I'm glad, because it made me feel like, oh, that is really wonderful, but she should actually hear that. Yeah. So thank you, beautiful Claudia, for having me. You are really an amazing host. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Now take care and talk to you soon.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the Wired for Success podcast. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review. That's a fantastic, easy, and zero-cost way to help the show grow. Just use the link in the show notes and make my day. Want more? For quick, actionable tips and insights to guided meditations and a side of biohacking, join my inner circle and get access to exclusive subscriber-only content. Again, just use the link in the show notes to join the tribe. Thank you for your support, and see you on the other side. Take care and talk soon. Bye.